All right, hey guys, today we're going to talk about writing expressions. You're going to want to make sure that you have your chart with the clue words that you watched from the Ed Puzzle the other day, and you want to make sure you have your writing expressions worksheet from me. The EQs for today are: can I write expressions from words, and what clue words help me identify what operation to use? So go ahead and grab your writing expressions worksheet and flip it over, and we're going to start on the back. So go ahead and flip your paper over and write practice problems at the top, and then number it 1 through 8. Okay, so we're going to start off easy, and then I'm going to start to get into problems that are a little bit more complicated, and I'm going to give you some tips to help you when the expressions get more complicated. So this first one is b multiplied by 5, and we've talked about this in class before, where you could write parentheses around the b and the 5. Or instead of doing that, we can just do 5b. The second one is also pretty easy. It's just 18 minus x, and the word minus means to subtract, so 18 minus x, and that's it. The third one is z increased by 12. To increase something, you're adding to it, so this one is just z increased by 12. You're starting with z and you're increasing it by 12. Now, number 4, they're going to start to get a little bit more complicated. This one says the difference between n and 7. So every single time we see the word and, I want you guys to highlight it, underline it, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to highlight it for right now. And then if you look back at the very beginning of the problem, underline what the operation is that's being done. In this problem, our clue word is difference. The difference, if you look on your chart, means to subtract. And then what I want you guys to do is draw an arrow from the operation to the word and. Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to start with n, because it says n, the difference between n and 7. And then the operation always goes where the word and is. So difference is subtraction, and is right there, so we're going to do n minus 7. And that's your expression for this problem. Now let's look at the fifth one. It says the quotient of 32 and x. Again, we see that word and, so what do we need to do? Highlight it, underline it, circle it, whatever you want to do to remember. Then you're going to go back to the original part of the problem and look for what the operation is. And this one, it says the quotient. Okay, so we underline quotient. We're going to point quotient to and. Now when we go to write our expression, we have 32. Take a look on your chart, see what quotient means. Quotient means division, so 32 divided by x, and that's your expression. Okay, now let's take a look at number 6. We have the sum of h and 7. So we're going to highlight and, go back to the original part of the problem, or the beginning part of the problem, and see what the operation is. It says the sum, if you check your chart, says addition, point our arrow to and, h plus 7. Okay, this next part is really important, so I need you guys to, in the corner of your paper, write a star, and write every single time you see less than, greater than, sorry, don't mind my writing, more than. Anytime you see one of those phrases, you're going to flip the order, okay, and write that down, flip the order. Okay, so now let's look at number 7. It says 31 less than C. I want you to underline less than, circle it, star it, whatever you need to do. That, if you look at your notes, it says flip the order. So we have 31 less than C. We're always so tempted to write 31 minus C because we know that less than is taking away. However, if we look at it, it says flip the order. So C needs to come first. So it's going to be C minus 31 in this problem. Okay, and then number 8 is 12 more than x. So you want to underline more than, and that means flip the order. So 12 is going to come second, and x is going to come first. And more than means adding, so x more than 12. Okay, now I want you guys to flip your paper over, make sure your name is on the top, and go ahead and answer those 30 questions. Before you turn it in, I want you guys to make sure that you're underlining, pointing your arrows, and showing your work for every single problem.